if you was working for a banker. Don't be so contrary. You're working for the law now, and that means you'll take your meals when you can get them, and you're going to be staying out until all hours of the night.
We got him cornered. Let's move in.
What about the mule?
Never mind him. We're after Shotgun Gibbs.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Shotgun Gibbs had been Wyatt's chief deputy since his arrival in Tombstone. Gibbs, his mule Roscoe, and his 10-gauge Greener were formidable allies. But as the war with outlaws grew more deadly, Wyatt secretly wondered if he wasn't asking too much of his friend from Wyoming. Any man who worked for Marshal Earp inherited Wyatt's enemies and the possibility of violent death.
And be it further resolved that Chief Deputy Walter Gibbs be commended by the City Council for his bravery and devotion to duty. The citations by Governor Gosper and Marshal Earp are well deserved by Chief Deputy Gibbs.
Well, sir, I just want to tell you that I thank you very kindly for all these nice
Mr.
words.
Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs, would you let Mayor Clum continue?
Be it further resolved that as a token of its appreciation, the City Council will present Chief Deputy Gibbs with a gold star. And as a further token of its appreciation, a raise in salary of $20 a month.
$20? I sure appreciate it. I sure do thank you.
Gentlemen.
Thank you.
Here you are, Mr. Gibbs. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
Wyatt.
You want me to pin that star on you?
Shucks, no. Part of it belongs to Roscoe. You deserve most of it. I didn't do nothing special.
Oh, yes, you have. You saved my life many a time. Just last week, you saved Wells Fargo $60,000 by capturing those heister men single-handed. You could have gotten yourself killed.
Well, anything I done in the line of duty.
You better come quick. Mom's gonna shoot old Mr. Brown.
Oh, she is, huh? Well, where?
We're camping the edge of town. Get a move on, will you? She's got a terrible temper.
Uh-huh. Well, Mr. Gibbs, you better go with this gentleman. I have a few things to do here.
Come along, Sonny.
Hurry up! Hey, wait for me! Her name's Ginger. They call me Butch. We're related.
Cousins?
Nah, she's my baby sister. I don't see you carrying no 45. Most John Laws carry a 45 and a sawed-off shotgun.
I carry this here, 2 10-gauge slugs. Now listen, if there's any trouble out there, I want you two to keep out of the way, you hear me?
You ain't our boss, mister.
Listen, you disobey me and I'll larrup you.
He talks like a papa. Yeah, and he's awful big and strong.
Well, let's just don't stand here a jawing. Let's go.
I'm not going to tell you again. You've been drinking ever since we left West Texas. Now, you and your helper have been paid off at full wages, and you're not working for me anymore.
You hired me for the whole trip to Colorado. Well, I reckon this team will square the account.
Touch those horses and I'll shoot.
Hold it, lady! Put that gun down. Is there any shooting going to be done around here? I'm going to do it. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
Nothing serious yet, officer. I told him if he touched my horses, I'd shoot. And I will.
You keep out of this. This is between the lady and me.
You want him arrested, ma'am?
No, I just want him to quit bothering me.
You hear what the lady said? Well, don't you forget it. children was acting like they didn't have no papa.
That's right. My husband was killed leading a posse in West Texas.
Oh, awful sorry to hear that, ma'am.
I begged him not to go. The other ranchers said it was his duty. Thanks for your help, officer. I don't think I'll have any more trouble with Brown.
Now, lady, that ain't exactly my business, but where you heading?
Colorado, the Homestead Ranch.
Just you and them children?
No, I'll hire a couple of hands to help me till we get to Phoenix. We're joining up with a big wagon train there.
Well, that's an awful rough trail to Phoenix, ma'am.
I got an idea, Ma. Why don't you hire him? I like him. I like him, too. Mr. Gibbs is big and strong and awful brave, Ma.
Butch.
Well, Sonny, I done already got a job. Well, if you'll excuse me, I got to go report in to Wyatt Earp.
Who's bossing the outfit?
Well, you are. I only just thought.
Well, stop it. You embarrassed the poor man. Now I've got to watch the wagons. You find a newspaper and tell them to run this advertisement.
Yes'm, but does Ginger have to dog me? Everywhere I go, she follows me.
Ginger, you stay here with me.
Can I ask that John Law to be my papa? That's John. Ma has to ask him.
Butch!
Yes'm.
And you get up in the wagon.
You know yourself, Wyatt, it ain't safe. A lone widow lady with them two children a-crossing that trail to Phoenix.
Won't she advertise for a couple of men to go along with her?
Well, sure she would, but what kind of hands would she wind up with?
Hoodlums, probably.
There, you see, Doc knows it ain't safe.
Well, I'll see if I can talk her out of it.
Bear down on me, will you, Wyatt? I'd sure hate for anything to happen to Butch and Ginger.
What about their mama?
Well, to tell the truth, I don't approve of her. She's hot-tempered and stubborn.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Gibbs, are you in love?
Says which?
The widow Byfield. Have you fallen in love?
Doc, you're stone deaf.
Ordinarily, I oppose marriage. To most men, it's a living death. But it might mean your salvation, Gibbs.
I don't take kindly to joking on such subjects, Doc.
Neither do I. At most weddings, there should be a firing squad present, so that the groom will know what he's in for. But in your case, Gibbs, I think the good Lord intends for you to be a husband.
And of course, I haven't any authority to stop you, Mrs. Byfield.
Now, why don't you tell me the truth, Marshal?
Truth?
That big John Law deputy of yours asked you to come here and scare me.
Why would Mr. Gibbs do that?
Well, Mr. Gibbs has taken a fancy to Butch and Ginger. Like most old bachelors, he's sentimental about children. Do you know where they are now? They ran off to find Mr. Gibbs. No doubt he's buying them rock candy or licorice and spoiling their appetite for supper.
Well, he shouldn't do that. I'll see if I can find them.
Thank you, Marshal. And I hope you'll ask Mr. Gibbs to stop feeling sorry for those children. Butch and Ginger survived a childhood in West Texas. What little protection they need, I can give them.
Yes, sir.
Please, can we sit in Roscoe's bath?
Why, sure.
Thanks.
Up you go, honey. You too, Butch. Attaboy.
Butch, Ginger, get off that mule.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Gibbs, I'll have to ask you to lift my children off that mule.
He ain't that mule, ma'am. His name's Roscoe.
Oh, I don't care what his name is. Now, supper's been ready for half an hour. Skedaddle.
Yes'm, but he's a real nice mule.
Oh, I'm sure of that. Mr. Gibbs, I want you to know I've hired 2 reliable men. We're leaving for Phoenix at sunup.
What 2 men?
A Mr. Davis and a Mr. Hearn.
I don't know 'em.
Is that necessary?
Lady, you got 2 likely kids. They're a mite spoiled, but that could be straightened out. Truth of the matter is, you're likely yourself.
Indeed.
Yeah, the only trouble with you is you got a big chip on your shoulder. You ought to get yourself a husband to take care of you and them kids.
Someone like you?
Oh, no, I ain't applying for the job. I got to stay here and help Wyatt Earp. Now, a lady like you ought to find herself a decent, honest man. Widow lady ain't got no business traipsing off to Colorado or any place else trying to go it alone. You're right, Pert. You ought not to have no trouble finding yourself a good husband, providing you got the sense to look for one.
Why, you impertinent lummox. Butch.
Oh, gee, Mom. Why can't I hold the rifle? Papa Gibbs says it's Indian country.
It's Mr. Gibbs, and he was just trying to scare you.
Well, it looks like Indian country. Apaches.
I don't want to hear any more about it.
Mr. Gibbs says I gotta start growing an immortal soul.
Butch, put that gun down.
Oh, gee, Ma.
Hold it, Mrs. Byfield.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh.
What's wrong, Mr. Hearn?
Sorry, ma'am. We left our canteens in your wagon.
Hey!
This is as far as we go, lady.
What?
Did we take all the horses?
No, just ours. Better start unhitching them, Willie.
You can't do that. The law will get you.
You're nothing but dirty robbers.
We're giving you a fair chance, boy.
Hush now. They could steal this team, too.
That's a sensible way to look at it, lady.
I ain't scared of you. Butch!
Hey, you're a right spunky kid. Smart, too. You better be smart, too, lady.
Don't feel bad, Ma. Mr. Gibbs will catch him. We'll go back to Tombstone and get him.
No.
But they robbed us.
We'll go to the next town and tell the officers there.
Look at Mom. Mr. Gibbs and Mom are here. Kill him, Mr. Gibbs. Kill him. That boy, Mr. Gibbs. What's the matter, Mommy? Why did we stop? What's happening?
It's all right, dear. It's all right.
There's Papa Gibbs.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Kill him, Mr. Gibbs. Kill him. That boy, Mr. Gibbs.
Oh.
Papa Gibbs sure beat up on him. He was aiming to beat the tires, but Marshal Earp made him stop. Hello, Papa Gibbs.
Ma'am?
Wait for me, Papa Gibbs. Excuse me, Ma.
Mrs. Byfield, you and Ginger all right?
Yes.
Turn your wagon around. As soon as we get the horses hitched, we'll be heading back for Tombstone.
I started out for Phoenix, Marshal. I never turned back.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to this time, ma'am. You're a material witness.
Very well. I don't fight the law, Mr. Earp.
Deputy Gibbs found out who Hearn and Davis were and insisted we trail you. Now, if those two had been really vicious, they would have killed you and the children. Mr. Gibbs deserves a word of thanks, ma'am.
I think so, too, Mama. Ginger! Did you see what happened? Papa Gibbs took hold of those robbers and knocked their heads off. Well, practically off. Did Papa Gibbs get hurt? Nah, not even a scratch.
He's not your papa.
Well, we like him. We sure do.
Gentlemen, your lawyer put up bond returnable in Judge Spicer's court at noon tomorrow. Here are your belongings.
How about our guns?
I think you're safer without them. Mr. Gibbs might be tempted.
We got a couple of friends that...
Shut it, Willie. We'll see you in court.
I had to stop Shotgun from breaking their necks.
Well, that's love, Wyatt.
Love? Mrs. Byfield? You didn't tell me anything about that.
He won't. He's too loyal. Why don't you let him go, Wyatt? He likes that woman, but he isn't going to ask you to let him go. Fire him if you have to, but get rid of him.
Dr. Holliday, Cupid's right-hand man.
No, it's more than that, Wyatt. Shotgun never did learn how to use a .45. He's accurate with that cannon, but in a gunfight it only holds 2 shots, then he has to reload. This isn't a 2-shot town anymore, Wyatt.
Yeah, I thought about that myself.
After Tombstone has been cleaned up, he can come back here if he wants to. Let him go to Colorado.
Well, if I told him I could get along without him, it hurt his feelings. He's a good friend of mine. Besides, I do need him.
All right. All right. I'll give him the plushiest funeral Tombstone has ever seen.
Honey, she didn't talk to Gibbs. She said, find Mr. Gibbs. I want to talk to him. Didn't she, Ginger? Pump a heart and pump to die.
Now, you children just stop a dogging me. Here, take this here money and go buy yourself some candy.
Why don't we go with them? You know Mama won't want us around when she asks him. Come on, Dumbbell.
And I thought Mr. Earp might give you leave of absence. Long enough for you to go with us to Phoenix.
Well, coming from you, ma'am, that's a mighty nice compliment. Let me help you with that.
Thank you. You'll ask him?
Well, ma'am, I can't hardly do that.
You can't?
No, ma'am. You see, over there in Tombstone, we're running mighty short-handed, and I'm afraid Wyatt might think I was running out on him.
I see. Well, then, I guess it's Mr. Earp or me.
Well, you ain't proposing, are you?
I may have something like that in mind, eventually.
Dang if I know what to say. You keep a-thinking about it, and I'll keep a-thinking about it, and maybe... Well, you know, it's about time I was getting back on patrol there. Wyatt probably expecting me, and... Excuse me, ma'am.
Wyatt? Where's Gibbs?
I'm putting Roscoe to bed, I reckon.
Hearn and Davis were making fight talk in the Oriental.
Let's check the corral.
Come on, Roscoe, don't be so contrary.
We got him cornered. Let's move.
What about Roscoe?
If he gets in the way, shoot him.
Here's your help, Roscoe. You're getting more spoiled than Butch and Ginger. How about a bucket of them good oats, boy?
Hold it, big man. Now keep away from that shotgun. Come over here with your hands up.
All right, boys. Looks like you got me. What are you waiting on?
Killing ain't enough. We aim to give you a good pistol whipping first.
Well, sure. Just be careful with them guns. Roscoe ain't never done nothing to harm you.
You didn't get him. We better clear out.
No. We can see as good as he can.
Halt! You're under arrest. Hold your fire, Mr. Gibbs.
We'll go through the barn. There's a side door. We'll get Gibbs on the way. Come on.
Shotgun?
Over here.
You all right?
Yep. Check Roscoe, will you?
Never mind Roscoe. Didn't you hear me tell you to hold your fire?
Sure I did, but they come in here shooting at me.
Doc and I could have taken him alive.
Well, it just so happens I wanted to kill him.
Your leg busted?
Oh, no, I don't think it's that bad.
Let's get you over to the office where there's some more light. Doc, give me a hand.
Watch. Get your weight on your right leg.
Getting a little tight there, Doc.
If you don't like my bandage, why don't you put your own on?
Well, I ain't complaining. I guess I'm pretty lucky at that.
So it's you they shot at.
Yes, ma'am.
Sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
Two drifters tried to corner him.
Thought maybe I could forget how bad this John Law business is. But I can't ignore shooting in the middle of the night.
No, ma'am.
Then I come in here and find you're hurt.
He didn't start it, Mrs. Byfield.
Law officers never do, Marshal. It's more than a woman can stand. Twice, anyway. You just forget what I said about taking us to Phoenix. I hope you get along all right.
Thank you kindly.
See what I mean?
Doc, go.
Miss Byfield, there's bad lighting in the streets. May I help you?
Sit down, Mr. Gibbs. I have something to say to you.
Huh? Oh. I reckon it's about them fellers I killed.
You, disobeyed an order.
Well, I ain't sorry I done it. I ain't apologizing.
Killing them was for a personal grudge. You did it to get even for what they did to Mrs. Byfield and the children and for shooting at Roscoe. Besides, you killed them needlessly. I told you to hold your fire.
I reckon you did.
I'm sorry to have to say this, Mr. Gibbs. But I'm going to have to discharge you.
Well, you mean I ain't your chief deputy no more? You're just up and firing me?
That's right.
Well, you need me, Wyatt. Why, even before Dodge City, why, me and Roscoe always been your right-hand men. Well, after all the things we've been through, hadn't you just up and fire me?
I have no other choice, Mr. Gibbs. I'm a peace officer. I'm not supposed to have personal feelings. When I give orders, I expect to have them carried out. When my deputies shoot to kill, it must be without personal hatred. Do you understand that?
I reckon I do. I learned how to spell a long time ago. You don't have to make it no plainer than you already done.
Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, sir?
Let me hear from you.
So long, Wyatt. Sure was fond of Wyatt Earp, but he turned on me, fired me.
He loves you.
Got a mighty poor way of showing it.
You'll forgive him.
Well, I already done that. He can't help being the way he is. Worse than Roscoe lots of times.
Someday, I think you'll see better what he's done for you.
Maybe. Maybe so.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold.